Well, wasn't always pretty. Alabama goes to Texas A&M, gets the win, 26-20 today. We're going to get into our instant analysis here, talk about what we saw, talk about some stats on the game today. But overall, just your overall takeaway from this game was what? Short and sweet
Uh,
overall takeaway.
Overall take, defense showed up, played with their hair on fire again, like we've been discussing the last couple of weeks. And when you do certain things on the road, you're supposed to lose. You lose a turnover battle, and you have 10 more penalties than the other team. You're supposed to lose somehow, some way. Jalen Milroe made the throws like we talked about. If he makes the throws he needs to, the line gave him time when it was needed. But that defense, just salty all day long. But you got to give credit to Milroe now. He made the throws that were there and made some big time throws in times when they were needed by Alabama in order to win this game.
Yeah, just got an update. Alabama offensive line just got flagged on the bus, so there's another flag for the Bama team today.
Yeah, I saw where I got a text about 20 minutes ago. Jaden Roberts got flagged for false start trying to get to the buffet too quick. Him and Caden Proctor were fighting over the salad bar. So that's what I got that one earlier. So.
Oh, all right. So this game finished up 26-20. We mentioned earlier in the week it was probably going to be in the 20s. You mentioned the first one at 20 was going to win. Bama was the first one at 20. They got 26. And they wound up winning the game. So we'll start on the offensive side of the ball. Milroe, 321, 3 TDs through the air, 1 pick as per normal. Didn't really have a whole lot of opportunities to run the ball for himself. I thought A&M's done probably the best job all year of keeping him in the pocket, and that's a testament to that front seven of A&M. So they played kind of lights out there, especially in the first half. The first half was very messy for the Alabama offensive line. The running game, there was a negative 10 rushing yards because of the sacks. So it wasn't a whole lot of running room there for him. But he did find some secret sauce there. He did make some intermediate throws. I thought the game plan actually worked as far as some of the throws he was making. He missed a couple gimmies, which it just kind of comes along with him. That's who he is right now. He's not going to hit all those gimmies because a couple of those gimmies could have been big plays as well. But 321 and 3 TDs for Jalen Milroe, that's a great day. What do you think about his passing performance today? We won't talk about the rushing, but let's talk about the passing performance.
Like I said, I thought, like you said, the intermediate short throws, I noticed a lot of maybe 6 to 8 yard out routes, quick outs that went to Burton, that went to Bond. Couple of throws, like you said, got away from him. The kid can throw a deep ball. I mean, he's got a big arm. The ball shoots out of his hands. And I think the announcers touched on this as well some during the game. Guys that can throw real deep rocket balls with a big arm, sometimes they have trouble on the shorter intermediate throws. And we saw that a few times today with a couple of overthrows and a one hopper to Benson there at the end of the game when nobody was covering him. So,
it was a great double play ball. Great double play ball.
Yeah. If they're men on base, that's perfect. But, I really did like what I saw out of him today. I think I told you earlier that sometimes when he's in the pocket and the pocket collapses around him, I thought there was 2 times today that if he would have ran straight up the middle, he could have probably got 30 to 40 yards on each one of those runs.
Yeah.
But with that pocket collapsing, all right, it seems like he wants to throw the ball. I would personally rather him just go ahead and get sacked instead of throwing up a ball to get picked or running, flailing the ball around and get a fumble. So overall, overall today, the best game he's ever had at Alabama. I'm going to give him an A on the game as far as the passing goes.
Yep. So Jermaine Burton, 197, 2 TDs. The guy could always run routes and catch. Bryce Young used to love to hit the guy last year. He can catch the ball. I think he might have made him a little bit of money today. I think the tape's going to show, and I'm not saying he's a first-round wide receiver, but somebody will take a chance on him in the draft. He's got good speed. He's got good burst. His hands are good. So 197, 2 TDs. That's a good day for Burton. Isaiah Bond got involved. Nyback had a couple plays he probably could have made, a couple of throws that wasn't particularly on the money. There's still a couple more of those wide receivers I'd like to see to get involved. But for what they did today, tip of the cap, the wide receivers there. My next tip of the cap is just the overall environment at Kyle Field. That place was bananas. It led to 14 Alabama penalties, 9 pre-snap. We talked about that. Luckily for them, it didn't kill them. I don't. It's a certain situations, but it didn't kill them. So wide receiver wise, good game. Running backs is what it was. I mean, that front seven from A&M is very good. The best front seven Alabama's got left on the remaining schedule. We're not talking about playoffs or beyond if they get there, but that's a pretty good front seven. So either way, you go out there and get the win. So let's kind of focus in on the Bama defense real quick. Numbers wise, they finished up with 5 sacks and a pick. Was able to get pressure, especially in the second half. What do you think about the defensive performance?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, hair on fire. You would be shocked to know that Tim Keenan actually led the team today with 8 total tackles.
Wow.
Big time with him and Tim Smith blocking up that middle. Also saw Damon Payne Jr. in there a few times. He's clogging up the middle. That's 3 big boys right there. But we talked about this in our game breakdown with our 5 keys to the game the other day. They were not going to be able to block Braswell and Turner. We talked about that, and they wasn't able to.
And the interior got there too.
Yeah, exactly. And, there was, I think, 2 bust or mental breakdowns in the secondary. One of them, Malachi Moore, was pointing it out before the play even started. But when you got a young guy back there, Caleb Downs, he kind of got confused. There was one more, I don't know if you called a bust on the pass to Anaya Smith there at the end of the game where he kind of broke loose and everybody thought he scored and he stepped out at the 2. Kool-Aid, instead of Kool-Aid going to tackle him, he just tries to rip the ball and the guy goes right around him. I would say on all 3 levels, I think Alabama's defensive line whooped A&M's offensive line. I think the linebackers did a fantastic job. And minus 1 or 2 plays, I thought the secondary was great. Arnold on that the pass that he got beat on and fell down, he caught up with the guy and made the play. That's a touchdown saving play by Arnold right there. So, no, defense was great. No problems in my eyes with the defense.
All right, so good win for Bama today. They'll move on. I think we have Alabama seeing Arkansas next week. I think that's 11 o'clock JPP kickoff there on Jefferson College Sports. So that'll be an 11 o'clock game. So we'll see how Alabama goes. A&M, I'm sure, will bounce back. Talented teams. We'll see how they kind of matriculate